Hello YouTube, I hope that you are having a fabulous Sunday. I'm having a relaxing one. I'm gonna actually do my laundry. I've been procrastinating. I'm like, I know I'm not gonna want to do it next week, so I might as well do it today. But before I do my laundry, I wanted to briefly talk about the Netflix series, Amy Lynn Bradley. She disappeared in 1998 on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and it's a story that always stuck with me. It actually was on Unsolved Mysteries, and they didn't mention that on the series, but I remember seeing it on Unsolved Mysteries, and it was just one of those stories that was so heartbreaking, even though I don't know the family or whatever. But it's just sad to go on vacation with a family member and then they go missing on your watch. I can only imagine what the mother's going through. I don't know what that's like. And I wanted to briefly talk about cruises and the culture of the cruise. I know I spoke about it briefly with my own experience with Carnival, but the cruise culture is not for me. And I'm going to explain why. It actually promotes separation, which I do not like. I'm not going to say that it's the family's fault she's missing, but what I don't understand is she was 23. Her brother, it's not like her brother was a teenager or a minor. Her brother was 21. Yet when they were partying, having fun or whatever, somehow or another they got separated. She went to the bar to hang out. She had a few beers and the parents said goodnight and she went her way. Pretty much everybody went their separate ways, and it's like so many holes in the story. I literally watched it 4 times because I just couldn't I was trying to figure out, like, well, where did the brother go? They didn't say that. And I watched it 4 different times, like, because I wanted to, and certain times I was falling asleep and I was rewatching it. But I don't understand how, if you're on a vacation, right, and it's you, your sister, and your parents, I can understand y'all separate because, you know, the parents are a little older. They may not want to go clubbing or partying or whatever at 45. You're not going to be in the mood for that. You're going to be in the mood of just being with your partner or whatever. I get that. But what I don't understand is, how did the brother and sister separate? You know, they took a picture together as brother and sister. They got dressed up. You know, they have dress up night. So they were together most of the trip, but it's just unfortunate. Like, then they thought that she fell off. No, I don't believe that. I believe she is alive and out there. And I wanted to talk about a little bit of human trafficking. So we always talk about human trafficking in America and Europe, but it's in the Caribbean too. And what I think what happened is, I think she went off the boat, right? A cab driver has said he seen her, said that you know, whatever. So I think what happened is she went off the boat. She missed the boat. And they went their separate, you know, the fact that they went their separate ways is no good. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. If you're on vacation, and I know I got a little less than 900 subscribers, but this gonna help somebody today. If you're on vacation, stay with your party. I don't care how corny it sounds. Stay with your party because people go missing. You know, her situation could have been avoided if they just would have stayed together, and I stand by that. You know, the cruise culture, even back then, it promotes separation, and there's nothing wrong with meeting new people, but some people are weird. We live in a very weird world, and the fact that she's missing is just so sad to me. And then on top of that, it was an 8-day cruise, and by day 4 she was missing. So they kept on being on the cruise while she was missing, and then they sued the cruise line, blaming them. It is not, and I wanted to stress this, I am not blaming the cruise line for her or anybody's disappearance, right? The culture of the cruise is the people. People just choose to separate, and that's something I just don't understand. The whole point of going on vacation with somebody is to spend time with them, right? It's a family vacation. You staying together as a family, right? You spending time together, because sometimes you don't really get time to spend together everyday life, and so the point of a vacation is so you can spend that quality time together, you know. And it's just unfortunate, you know. And then one part of the story, 2 months before she went missing, she cheated on her girlfriend, and she wrote a letter message in a bottle, because, you know, her girlfriend had blocked her, didn't want to talk to her. And or no, it was 1998, so you couldn't block calls, but you know, she wasn't like picking up her phone, so she wrote a letter apologizing and stuff. And it's very cryptic, because in the letter she says, I feel like there's an ocean between us and I'm on a desert, please save me, message in a bottle. And it's like 2 months later she goes on a cruise and ends up missing. That is so crazy, because I feel like if she wanted to talk to her, that's what she would say. Save me. I'm on this desert, on this island, you know? And another witness said that they saw her in Barbados, and she said her name was Amy. I don't think that was her. It might have been, but I don't think so. And then also they were on Dr. Phil, and they received pictures showing that that was her. Those pictures look like a 35-year-old, 40-year-old married woman. That's just how those pictures look to me. That does not look like a 20-something-year-old that was missing. That's just me. Like, even back then, I remember seeing it, and it does not look like Amy. Also, another part of the series that was weird, a man from Grenada was accused, and I don't think he did anything. Like, he had pictures of a lot of Caucasian women in his suitcase, and the daughter is an op, because why would you be selling your daddy out like that, like with no evidence? And they were smart to not, you know, try him for any. He's not guilty of anything. As he danced with her, and that was that. He doesn't have, now if he would have had her picture in his suitcase, that's different. He doesn't have her picture. However, somebody did purchase her pictures, because, so, you know, people, they take your pictures on a cruise, and then if somebody buys it, it kind of, back then it wouldn't be there. So that's the first thing the mother noticed was, well, where is her pictures, you know, that she took with her brother? They redeveloped it or whatever for the missing persons situation, but somebody purchased her pictures, right? Now in 1998 they didn't really do things by computer. It's unfortunate. Nowadays, if you purchase something, every single body got a laptop computer as a cashier, which is very good, because it kind of, you can see who purchases what, right? And everybody uses debit cards, and I think that's wonderful. But back in 1998, people used cash and credit card. You know, they didn't really use debit card. So it's unfortunate that they couldn't track the person who purchased those pictures, because if they was able to do that, they probably would have had a lead, and they probably would have been a few steps closer in finding her. And too bad, you know, I feel like in 1998 people was using credit cards, because I'm trying to think, like, my father, he had a cell phone in 99. I feel like my father did have a credit card. I feel like he did. Like, my father always had debit card for as far back as I can remember. But that's why I'm like, in 1998, you on vacation and stuff is expensive. Why would you be walking around with so much cash? And there's a credit card option, feel me? So I feel like that person probably did use a credit card, you know. But geez, I don't know. But yeah, Amy Lynn Bradley, my warning to people is, Don't fall into the culture of the cruise. I think that is so wrong, and it will never make sense to me. Even when I took my son did not want to be with me. He wanted to be with the other kids on the cruise, and that's something I just don't understand. Stay together. That's the big thing that I can't stress that enough. Stay together. And those are my thoughts.